What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Brew High Africana, coming to you all with an Orisha story. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel, share my channel, and go ahead and comment if you like these Orisha stories, because we can really get right on into the thick of it. Now, I was trying to put this story out on Monday because it is Eshu's day. However, because of the way that this damn internet is working, y'all might get this video Tuesday, but know that Monday is the day reserved for Eshu in Ifa, and we're going to try to not necessarily post things on the Orisha's days, because that will be very tedious, and I do have an outside life, but I'm going to try to give y'all what y'all, the manner that you seek, including telling you which day corresponds with the Orishas. Now, it does differ in the broad worship of the Orishas, okay? So everything is not going to be the same. Just know that you need to hear each version of what's going on to fully understand the Orishas in totality, all right? I shall, y'all. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about Eshu. And those of you who are familiar with Eshu, you know that he is the first Orisha. You know that he is the first Orisha that you should be contacting before you attempt to contact any Orisha. Eshu is the road opener. Eshu is the messenger. Eshu is the Orisha that you gotta fuck with first, you know. He's that, if you compare it to quote unquote Christianity, he's that, if you, how you say it, to get to the Father, you got to go through the Son. He's the Son, and Oludumare is the Father, or Obatala is the Father. However you want to put it. But he is the first Orisha. It is very proper for you to contact Eshu first before you attempt to contact Oshun or Shango or Oya or any of the Orishas that you commune with. If you have not been doing that, not that you have not been reaching the Orishas, but this is your this is Eshu kind of, stepping up for you. Me being Eshu's daughter, this is me stepping in as my father, telling you, hey, you're supposed to venerate my father first. This is your, not necessarily warning, this is your notice. Like, you better venerate Eshu first. The next time you reach out to contact your Orisha, you better put Eshu up there first, then get to talking to your Orisha. Because worst case scenario, you're not talking to your Orisha at all. You talking to Egun that decides, or a Jogun that decides they want to play with you. What if that's not your Orisha at all you're hearing from? They just know how to speak and talk and walk and sound like your Orisha. And they know that you are ignorant to the fact that, yes, you were supposed to contact Eshu first. So they'll use that. Or the Iramole, knowing that a lot of them are jealous of humans because the Orishas give us a lot of grace. What if it's one of them playing with you? Then they've opened up a world full of drama and foolishness for nothing, and it's simply because you didn't contact Eshu first. But anyway, let's get into how he became the first Orisha. And y'all know I like to keep my Orisha tales modern. I also know that they do not speak through the Western Tarot, so don't get your ass in these comments saying that, because we've already covered that a couple videos back, okay? But I like to keep it modern, to keep it interesting, to keep it entertaining, okay? And if you know Eshu, you know Eshu loves a good story, okay? Anyway, so a long time ago, Orunmila was Eshu's father, and Orunmila and his wife wanted kids. They had just, been together for a while, and, things were all great and shit. And, the years are passing, and they're just living their life as husband and wife at first, and they decide, well, we settled down. This is where we gonna call home, Ile Ife. So we're gonna say they settled in, let's say they settled in Missouri. They decided we're going to settle in Florissant, Missouri. This is where we're going to be at. This is where I want to raise my family. This is where I want to start my family. Rumalada and bought a house, You got a good job out there. He the preacher of the Orishas, excuse me. Or at least when I mix up and modernize my stories, you may hear me refer to him as the preacher. But just know that he is a Babylao. So let's just say his business as a Babylao is booming. He's got enough money to buy the house. Him and his wife settled down, like let's say after about 5 years of traveling and doing their thing on the road. They settled down. So Rumaline's like, yo, it's time for us to have some kids. We settled. Business is good. I'm on an even keel upwards. It looks like things are good. So he and his wife are living a very good life. And they began to petition Abatala for children. Abatala is the god of the humans. Abatala is the one who created us. If you believe in the Orishas and believe and you follow Ifa, you know that he is our creator. So Arumala goes to, excuse me, Abatala, he praying and giving an offering and communing with Abatala like, yo, I want a child. He asking Arumala to grant him, give me my child. And he praying specifically for a boy. He wanted a boy child, he and his wife. They're like, okay, please come here and, bless us, bless my wife's womb so she can have this baby. But after a while, Abatala yeah, I hear you, Arumala. Not like dismissing him. But he's like, at this time, it's not time for you and your wife to have a baby. And I know that Abatala probably wasn't, excuse me, pushing it far off. But you know how we are as a human. We can't wait on that divine timing for nothing. We got to have everything we want right the fuck now. And in this situation, Arumala was no different. And I know y'all like, dang, I thought this story was about Eshu, not Arumala. It is. Let me cook. Relax. It is about Eshu. You heard me say at the beginning of the story, he was Eshu's father in this story. Now relax and listen. Continue, because it gets good, baby. Because, whoo, shit. Anyway, he, asking for his child. He and his wife praying and giving their alms and doing what they got to do. But Abatala like, nah, it ain't time yet. Like, let me cook. Basically, he's saying the same thing. Let me cook. I got a son for y'all. But right now, it ain't time for it. But Arumala ain't trying to hear that shit. He like, look, do you see all these acres me and my wife got? You see this motherfucking dog we got? Like, you see this beautiful ass golden retriever we got? You see these fine automobiles? You see we got a goddamn maid? We got a motherfucking bitch to cook the food. What we call her, y'all? I'm sorry. A chef, excuse me. Like, he's living a very good life, he and his wife. And all they want is to expand their damn family, and they want to start with a son. They ain't like necessarily go into the story in detail whether or not they were rejecting of wanting a daughter, but in my mind, the way I interpreted the story, Rumala was like, nah, I don't want no daughter. Abatala was like, let me give you this daughter first so that y'all can not prepare for parenthood, because they were already pretty much prepared. They had had their shit set up, basically like Arumala motherfucking wife already had the bassinet and the damn shit for the baby, the diaper room and shit. Like, she had a whole nursery set up. He like, baby, Abatala, keep up. We've been preparing for this for years. We got it. Like, all we need you to do is implant the seed, or open the way up so that, she can get pregnant. We done been together about 5 years and she ain't got pregnant yet. I know y'all be like, okay, that means there was not compatibility, but not in this story. Arumala is compatible with his wife in this story. But anyway, they steady rejecting getting a daughter. And on one visit specifically to Abatala, Arumala noticed that there was this little boy sitting in the chair. And he real cute, That's how, badass kids get you. They be real motherfucking cute. And he seemed to be normal, quote unquote. No diseases, no afflictions, nothing's wrong with him. Basically, he's a normal little boy. And he's smiling and he's speaking on to Arumala, hi. And I guess, on different trips back and forth to Abatala that Arumala made, he was seeing this little boy. So eventually on this particular trip, he like, yo, what's up with Duke sitting here by the door? Like, why is he sitting by the door? And y'all know, if you commune with Eshu or you know about Eshu has got to sit outside, okay? Or by the door, because if you let him in your damn house, chaos will ensue, okay? And he will be sitting back some fucking where laughing about the shit that's going on. And then he'll stop the shit because he'll show you what to do to stop it. But Of course, he's got to get his laugh on. But this is the reason why he's sitting by the door. Arumala just thinking he's sitting there just eating a fucking apple, because that's another thing about Eshu in this story. The little boy was not only very misbehaved, but he had also this voracious appetite. Nothing that you could feed him would make his little fat ass full. So anyway, Abatala steady telling him that this little boy ain't right. You don't need him. This ain't the baby that you nor your wife want. Y'all have a good life. You have peace. Let me go ahead and let y'all, do what you need to do so that you can produce a son. Now, you won't produce a son this year, and it might not be next year, but the following year, y'all have a kid. And Arumala like, nah, man, I can't wait that long. By the end, my son could be 3. Like, this dude sitting here right here ready. And I'm not saying he was a full human. Let's just say it was like, y'all know how fucking Casper the Friendly Ghost would look, but give it some color. As she was sitting there like that, and Arumala kept pressing the issue. Like, for days, he kept coming back. Like, every fucking day, he'd come back, drop some, drop an offering out, drop a donation off with a batala, give him what he wants, the white cloth, stuff like that. And he give him the elephant tusk, he trying to woo him into like, yo, come on, give me this baby. And y'all know, further into Arumala's story, y'all know he's always had fertility issues. And he even went as far as to trick Oshun to give him some kids. But we're going to talk about that in Arumala's story. This is about Eshu, believe it or not. So after Arumala impressed Abatala enough, he finally get tired. Because y'all know Abatala gets tired after a while. He like, all right, child, go on, take this little badass boy. But I'm telling you now, he is going to not be what you think he is. Because by now, little Eshu done figured out, oh, this nigga come to this house because he want to come get my ass. Oh, he want to be my parent. So let me start acting real good and make sure that I'm real cute. Because remember, Eshu is a trickster. So he can make you believe whatever the fuck he wants you to believe. So he's got Arumala feeling like, this my son. I'm feeling a connection to this little nigga. You see these eyes? My eyes even starting to look like he, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. He's delusionally making himself believe that this child was the child that he and his wife should have had versus waiting the 3 years. I'm just projecting that as the time. Because sometimes Abatala give us a timeline of like 36 months and we'll feel like that's forever, and next thing we know 5 fucking years in the past. Now I know 3 years is 36 months, but what I'm saying is 2 extra years in excess to that 36 months will have passed, and you look back like, damn, where did that time go? That's all Arumala and his wife had to do was wait, but they did not. They chose to take Eshu home. Now this is where it gets good, y'all. So they take Eshu home and he becomes their child. And for like 6 months, he's cool. He's normal. Oh, no, he doesn't go home with them. Scratch that. Let's go backwards in the story. So Abatala says fine. He blesses Arumala's wife to have a baby. The baby that she gives birth to is this child that was there sitting in that chair. So they go home. After 9 months, she have her baby. And as she was growing up as Arumala's child for like the first 6-8 months, or maybe until like maybe he was about 5 years old, things were okay. I mean, he did a few little mischievous things, but it was nothing that was out of the ordinary. He was obedient for the most part. He was just a normal little boy. Then that nigga turned 6. And I'm talking about his terrible mode started up. He skipped over the terrible 2s and compiled it all into one motherfucking age, and then he cut loose. So it was a thing of Eshu being greedy. After they would go to bed at night, Eshu get his little fat ass up and he eat all the food up in the refrigerator and then tell a lie and say that, the motherfucking parrot broke in the refrigerator and got it. And at first or like the goats or something got in the house and got it. Let's just say it's modern day time. He say the dog ate the shit. At the time, he was such a good little boy in their eyes. They believe in his story like, oh no, our son ain't doing this. But then they start noticing this nigga getting real, real fat. But Arumala ain't really noticing it because, he out doing this thing. By then, he had started back traveling. So it was a thing of he's not noticing that his son is doing all this shit. But he is noticing this nigga getting real motherfucking fat. So one motherfucking particular day, Eshu could not stop eating. His mama had prepared dinner. Arumala was on the way home. She was like, you know, you gonna have to wait till your daddy get here, and nigga be here in 2 hours. You can wait. Go have a piece of fruit. Eshu not only went and ate all of the fruit, he then again went and ate up everything in the refrigerator. Then after he did that, he ate up all of the dinner that his mother had prepared. And when he was not satisfied then, you know, when there was no satiety, this nigga was basically a bottomless pit. He ate his mother up, okay? This nigga like, I'm hungry. I got a little bit of cannibalism going on. I don't know why. It must be a motherfucking supersized tapeworm. I'm getting ready to eat everything. And just for the sake of it being a story, y'all, he ate everything. And I mean furniture, motherfucking doors, whole house. Arumala come back home like, oh, what in the shit is this? My whole shit is gone. But before he got there, it was like Abatala sent him warnings like, Eshu is cutting up. Like, see that baby that I had been warning you about? Now this nigga over here showing his ass, and he done destroyed your house and ate your wife up, ate up all your food, ate your sheep and goats up. Now you ain't got shit to sell at the market. Nigga, you need to get home now. So Abatala get on the road, get home. Arumala get on the road and get home. He come back and he see his shit in ruins. And here's Eshu, fatter than a motherfucker, still got the audacity to be hungry. So he walks up on Eshu and he like, you know, trying to ask him, what the fuck happened, nigga? What the fuck? And where in the fuck is my wife? Where is my goats and chickens and shit? So Eshu ain't answer him and shit. Sorry, y'all, my phone had rang. So Eshu ain't answer him. This nigga burping and shit like he's stomach full. Fat ass just doubled the fuck over. But when he got closer to him and like shut the nigga up, like, nigga, sit up, answer me, what's going on? Eshu started biting on his daddy and shit, trying to eat him. Like, I guess he was still not fucking full. And I know this story crazy as a motherfucker because it speaks of cannibalism and motherfuckers eating their peoples up. But to hear me out, Eshu ass was being a fat ass. He was being a big back, honey. So Arumala pulls his sword and he cuts Eshu motherfucking ass up, you know. He cuts Eshu up into 201 pieces. That's why it's like Eshu represents the Gemini, because the Gemini represents duplicity. There is so many versions of them, which is why I'm telling you it's so many versions of the Orishas, but specifically it's so many versions of Eshu. Anyway, after this battle goes on for so long, Arumala like, all right, we're going to have to come to some kind of goddamn consensus. You done ate up every motherfucking thing and destroyed every fucking thing. You trying to gnaw on my motherfucking ass, nigga. What do you want? So Eshu starts talking to him like, you know, I need to be the first Orisha recognized. If you can promise me that you'll make sure to it that every Orisha and every human that communes with us Orishas or wants to get close to us or wants a road open so that they may receive some form of blessing, whatever it is that they want from an Orisha. Promise me that you'll make sure that I am the first one fed, I am the first one venerated, I am the first one spoken to before you decide that you want to speak to an Orisha. Can you do that for me? That's what Eshu was asking Arumala. And he asked Arumala this directly because he knew that Arumala was a Babylon. Prior to then, people were not contacting Eshu. They were ruling him as he's just a child. He don't know what the fuck he doing. But when Arumala was like, okay, if I do this for you, will you agree to return everything that you took from me, being that I know that your ass is supposedly like 6 years old and you standing here talking to me like a grown ass motherfucking man with a plan. If you agree to return all my shit to me, I can do that for you. And Arumala stand on his word. If he say he gonna do something, he do it. So Eshu regurgitated everything and it returned back to normal. And from that day forward, that is why Eshu is always the first one to be fed, to be honored, to be spoken to. Everything must go through Eshu, okay? Again, if you have not been contacting Eshu first, here is your public service announcement. Include Eshu in your works, okay? Don't get tricked by Eshu because you're trying to skip over him. He almost tricked Arumala, but he came up with that quid pro quo shit. If you do this, I'll do that. And that's basically how Eshu works. So if going forward you want to work with the Orishas or you're working with the Orishas, get to know Eshu first. Alright? Alright, y'all.
Feel the sacred glow in the realm of the real. Let a power flow. Wow.